Hello everyone, I'm Ms. Kay, your teacher guide for your Kannada Academy journey. As part of your training, you need to be proficient in one of the primary tools we use at Kannada Academy called Edsby. Edsby is our learning management system. This is where all course content is located. Students will access all their lessons through this portal. Please keep in mind that some schools will choose to do many lessons offline. This is perfectly fine. This will be a school-based decision. For this video, we will focus on accessing content from Edsby. Everything can be downloaded and distributed by the teacher. Logging in on Edsby is just a click of the button. After Kannada Academy programs your Microsoft for Education or Google for Education teacher account, all you need to do is click Microsoft 365 Login or Google Login at the www.kannada.edsby.com homepage. And then poof, you're logged in.
Watch the next part to see a step-by-step guide in accessing classes on Edsby.
Hello everyone, I'm Ms. Kay, your teacher guide for your Kannada Academy journey. Today, I will show you how to log into Edsby and view your active classes. Logging in on Edsby is just a click of the button. Go to www.kannada.edsby.com and log in using either your Microsoft 365 account or your Google Teacher account. Here's how to log in using your Microsoft 365 account. Click on Microsoft 365, type your email address, click Next, type your password, click on Sign In, and choose whether you would want your browser to remember your username and password. I would click yes, since I would want that the next time that I visit the website, it's going to be so much easier for me to log in. No need for me to input the same credentials that I did earlier. Here's how to sign in using your Google Teacher account. Click on the button that says Google, and once it leads you to a page asking for your email address, type your email address. Next. Type your password. Next. And wait for the page to load all of your classes and students and Edsby. It's that easy. Let me know if you have any questions. You will see your active classes on the left side of the screen. With just a click, you can access all your assigned courses.
Watch the next part to see a step-by-step guide in accessing classes on Edsby.
Hello, it's Ms. Kay again, your Kannada Academy teacher guide. This time, I will show you how to access your Edsby classes. Once you're logged into your Edsby account, your existing classes would show up on the left side of the screen. In my case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 classes that are appearing on the left side. If you want to display all of the classes that you've handled, you can click on Classes, and there's a filter at the top that would allow you to access all of your current classes, all the classes that you've completed this year, and even the ones that were dropped. If you want to enter a class, you can click on the class that you would like to enter, or you could also enter the class by clicking on the title of the class on this area of the screen. This is how a sample class would look like. Once you enter a class, you will see the course content on the left side. This contains the peer deck lessons, videos, and assessments for each lesson. Students can freely access this. So what guides you and the student for the weekly deliverables? The weekly journals. As part of your teacher responsibilities, you are tasked to post weekly journals for students to follow. You can access these journals easily from the course map. Once you open the weekly journals, you need to copy and paste them into Edsby Journals post. Just click on Journal, then paste. Simple as that. You will do this weekly for your classes. Some teachers may also want to break up the weekly journals and post daily the night before, after they gauge what their students accomplish in class. This is completely acceptable. It is just important that you always post your weekly journals, as the Ontario Ministry of Education considers this your daily plan book, and they will want to see it during the inspection. Watch the next part to see a step-by-step guide in posting weekly journals. Hello everyone, in this video I will teach you how to post journal entries for your Edsby classes. In this sample, we're accessing my ESLDO class because really that's the first step. You just really want to open the class where you want the journal entries to be posted. Second step is to click on the journal icon at the top. And it should load a bunch of fields that you need to fill out, such as the unit number, the class date, specifically the date and the time, the topics covered, and the to-do list for your students before you hit on share. I'll fill out a sample journal entry so that I could show you how this exactly looks like. For the first field, which is units, in this example, I will be covering Unit 3 with my students. And then class date, this depends on your agreement with your students. For my students, we've agreed that there would be a new set of lessons every Monday. So for this week, I'm going to post July 19th. And then for the time, I usually set it at a standard 8 a.m. so that they could access the lessons bright and early. For the topics covered and the to-do list, this is something that you need to get in your course folder in Microsoft. Once you're inside the course folder, you just want to open the weekly journals document and then head over to the week that you're covering. In my example, we're already covering week 8 for ESLDO. For topics covered, you just want to copy this side over here and paste that. So that should give your students an idea of the topics that we will be covering for that week. Lastly would be the to-do list, which is the lessons that you will be covering. Right now, I'm copying all 3 lessons, but it's really up to you how you want to break that up. As far as the previous lessons that I've had with my students, 3 lessons per week is something doable for them. But again, you could break that up into daily lessons depending on how you set your goals with your students. Something that I like to share, I always want to highlight each lesson so that it will attract the students' attention. And I'm just going to exit the full screen. And if you're confident with the formatting, making sure that you edit the peer deck links to student links, then click on share. Okay, that's how it would look like on your student side. Lesson 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, and the topics that will be covered for that week. Once you have posted your weekly journals, the students will start doing the lessons and submit their coursework. After marking, your next step is to input the marks in the Edsby gradebook. The Edsby gradebook is straightforward. After all, this is already programmed for you.
To learn more about adding assessments on the Edsby gradebook, watch the next part.
In this video, I will demonstrate how to add assessments to your Edsby gradebook. First step is to access the class. In my example, I'm accessing ESLEO. Second step is to click on the gradebook link located at the top right of your page. And then, for example, I want to upload an assessment for lesson 1.2. I just select Add Assessments and then select the type of assessment. Let's say I had my class complete a homework, so I just simply select on homework and I fill out the details of the assessment. The things that you can see here, it should be based on the course map for ESLEO, since that's the class that I'm accessing. Right now, I'm trying to upload an assessment for lesson 1.2. So I just simply type lesson 1.2 assessment as the name of my homework. I select the correct unit, which is for unit 1. Type is as is, and for the expectations, you just have to select the expectations depending on the code indicated in the course map. So in my case, I have B1.1 and B4.1. So just keep selecting. You'll notice that it's already displaying at the top. And then C3.1, I just select C3.1 until I fill out all the expectations code. So do the rest for the 3 other codes, D2.1, D4.1, and D4.3. So I select on Done. For the expectations, online submission is set to none. Due date, depending on the due date that you gave your students. In my case, that was March 15. And then you select the purpose of assessment and method of assessment based on the course map. So it's KTCA and then assessment of learning. So you just transfer that, assessment of learning, and then method of assessment is KTC8. And then for the weighting, it's always 25 per segment since it's KTCA. And then instructions for students. This is something that you copy. These are the homework instructions that you can see in the course map. So copy that. And then if you see a section where you could put files for students and files for teacher, this is where you put the assignment link. So you can just copy that link. And you paste it over here. And then you can click on Add. All right, once you are all set, you can press on Save. Just make sure that the files that you're sharing is set to read only so that the students can edit the original copy. All you need to do is type in the grade the student earned. Then it will automatically save and synchronize to whoever will have access to your class. Once you have encoded your student's grade, don't forget to click Share so that Edsby can also notify your students about their marks. In this next part, you can watch the procedure of inputting grades and sharing them with the students. Hello everyone, in this video I will be showing you how to upload a sample marked assessment to the Edsby gradebook. I'll walk you through the step-by-step process so that you can successfully do it. So the first step is to access the class where the student belongs to. In my case, I'm using ESLEO as an example. Then once you're inside the class, you want to click on Gradebook. It's a link at the top of your page. And then it will lead you to the Edsby Gradebook. Third step is to look for the student. So in my case, I will be uploading the marked Unit 4 assessments of Lee Jahao. I will be recording his mark for knowledge, thinking, communication, and application. Now, if you can recall, depending on the type of assessment, we should have a uniform rubric, which would also give the score of the student for knowledge, thinking, communication, and application. So all you have to do would be to transfer these marks to the Edsby Gradebook. For example, I give my student a 3+ on knowledge because it looks like he has some opportunities in understanding the themes of the novel that we read for that topic or for that unit, correctly identifying the type of conflict and the literary devices such as foreshadowing and flashback, because it looks like there was some confusion there, which should be addressed between you and the student. So I'm going to give him a 3+ on knowledge. So you could either type 3+, or you could use the scale at the bottom, whatever works for you. And then continue to do so for the rest of the thinking, communication, and application part. So I'm going to record 4+ on thinking. And communication is also 4+. And then application is also 4+. So take note that it's going to automatically compute the total depending on the marks that you have put on each segment. If you want to start sharing this mark with your student along with the feedback that you have included in your rubric separately, you could start clicking on share. You can also easily access the student's progress in the last column. This can help engaging the student's standing as well as giving feedback for areas of improvement. Here's how to share a student mark.
Watch the next part to see how the students view shared Edsby mark.
Hello everyone, I'm Miss K, your Kannada Academy teacher guide. In today's video, I will show you how the Edsby marks would look like on the student's account. So once they log into their Edsby account, they just have to look for the class that they have with you. It's also located on the left side of the screen, by the way. And let's say that I'm curious about the marks that my teacher shared on the course that we have together. For example, it's designing your future. So I just have to look for the course, click on it. And at the top, I want to click on my work. And if my Kannada Academy teacher has already shared the marks that they have uploaded on Edsby, it's going to look something like this. So for the unit summative assessments, here are the marks that Ms. Olson gave me as a student, side by side with another lessons assessment.
We hope this video helps you understand how Edsby works. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us. Thank you for your time. It has been my pleasure to share information about Kannada Academy International. We look forward to having you join our school.